Welcome back and thank you very much indeed. This is Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. I've been joining studio by Dr. Sami Aye. He's an NDC spokesperson on youth development. Mr. Solomon Owusu is also a senior communicator, Movement for Change. Awal Mohammed will join us as the PRO of the YEA. He's also a member of the NPP's National Communications team. And we're going to have a conversation on the salad of issues. Because key is Stop Galamsey now. Organized labor says we will go ahead with a strike because government has not given us what we want. The Ghana Medical Association says they will not be part of the strike. They cite many reasons. Well, this morning what we have is a letter dated the 2nd of October from the Public Services Workers Union of the TUC, saying that organized labor nationwide strike, we extend our warm felicitations to you and further notify you of organized labor press statement released on Tuesday, October 1, 2024, declaring a nationwide strike with effect from Thursday, the 10th of October 2024. Following the expiration of the deadline given by organized labor and the failure of government to meet the demands on illegal mining Galamsey, organized labor has decided to go ahead with the planned nationwide demonstration or strike. In view of the above, all PSWU members being part of the TUC, Ghana and organized labor are directed to stay off work effective Thursday, the 10th of October 2024 until further notice. All management dealing with the PSWU are hereby notified and implored to respect the decision of organized labor. We count on your usual cooperation in this regard. Signed by Bernard J is the General Secretary, copied to the General Secretary of the TUC Ghana, the Ghana National Officers of the PSWU, Management Committee members, all divisional secretaries of the PSWU. They have sent this notice out there. We also have the Electricity Company of Ghana. Their senior staff have put out a notice telling the whole world that they are in full support of what the organized labor has decided that they will do. Well, I'll read the Public Services Workers Union, ECG, the letter to you now. But let's go to the PURC first of all. The Public Utilities Workers Union of the TUC, to the acting managing director of the Electricity Company of Ghana, is a notice of a nationwide strike action against issues pertaining to illegal small-scale mining Galamsey. At a meeting on Tuesday, October 1, in the conference room of the hall of the Trades Union Congress, or TUC, in Accra, the leadership of organized labor decided to embark on a nationwide strike and against issues pertaining to illegal small-scale mining. This decision was reinforced by organized labor at its meeting held on October 7, 2024 at the Hall of Trades Union. In this regard, we are hereby writing to you to officially notify you that the PUWU and all its members except maintenance and sub-T units shall join in the nationwide strike starting from Thursday, the 10th of October 2024, as per the attached. This is signed by Timothy Nyami. He's the General Secretary, and the letters keep coming in. Yesterday, UTAG, University of Ghana, Legon, also voted decisively to say that they are in full support of the strike action by organized labor. And the University of Ghana Teachers Union decided that they were going to vote in a particular manner. I'll share the detail of how they voted yesterday for you. The results is that 355 people voted yes. That represents 80.14%. And then 88 people voted no. That is 19.86%. And the total vote cast was 443. That represents 100%. So a decisive yes by the UTAG, University of Ghana. UHAS and many others continue to pour in their support to say that yes, tomorrow organized labor will embark on that strike. The Ghana Medical Association, however, says they will not be part of it. Dr. Sami Aye is a medical doctor. Doc, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, my senior brother, Johnny. Thank you for having me.
Are you a member of GMA?
Yes.
Why are you people not joining the strike?
Good morning to our listeners and those watching us on Facebook.
Right.
I was quite set aback yesterday when I heard and read that the president of GMA
92.7
was saying that the GMA will not be embarking on a strike. You see, doctors in Ghana, per our training, per our education, we certainly will have every information on the effect of Galamsey.
Right.
Look,
Right.
I have read papers from pathologists. The deleterious effect of Galamsey mercury cyanide lead on the human body. Every system of the human body is not spared. When it goes to the central nervous system, it can cause confusion.
Right.
There's something we call ataxia, a host of symptoms that can be caused by mercury poisoning. In fact, in 1956, there was a town in Japan we call Minamata.
Right. The Minamata Convention, the Minamata disease.
Exactly. There was a company that was leaking and pouring out mercury into water bodies. People realized that their citizens started having all sorts of neurological symptoms from the mercury poisoning.
Right.
And if we don't take care, Ghana will get there. Look, mercury causes kidney diseases. Already we have a situation where a lot of people are getting kidney disease from hypertension and diabetes.
Right.
The last thing we want is to have mercury as another culprit. The cardiovascular system, the respiratory system. Mercury causes bronchitis. It causes respiratory failure. Mercury reduces our immune system. The very profession in Ghana that sees Philly Gadochi, the effect of mercury poisoning from Galamsey is the medical profession. And so, listening to the president making such statements, saying that they cannot put the country in jeopardy because we are 2 months to an election, is the reason why they are not embarking on the strike. I was scandalized.
I see. Now,
Extremely scandalized.
The explanation that, and somebody asked me yesterday that, look, when doctors do not have their monies, some allowances are owed them. They know that the country could get in jeopardy, but they embark on strikes.
Of course.
So what could have informed this? When are they not reading the mood of the entire nation?
For me, you see, I have to be very, you see, I'm a very blunt person. And I've had disagreements with the leadership of the GMA on several occasions. I believe what happened has political motivations inside.
Really?
I will be very, very honest. I don't think what is happening, because the mode with which the voting by the National Executive Committee of the GMA was done on this matter, it wasn't transparent. Because our constitution is clear. When you read Article 18, it must be by voting by hand. And if a majority of the executive committee believe that it should be a secret voting, they will do a secret voting or secret ballot. But this one, the president says that he made phone calls to them. Nobody knows when he made the phone calls. Nobody knows who actually he spoke with. But he says that the decision of the council was that they are not embarking on the strike. And I believe that it wasn't transparent. Judging from the initial statement they made on the matter, how can you swiftly, if UTAC is going on a strike because of Galamsey, doctors, we are the ones that we treat patients who have, who have suffered poisoning from mercury. Why should we sit?
I was taken aback equal like you, and I'm sure Solo as well, because it was the GMA that came to tell us that children will now be born with mutations and defects, etc. If you have come to alert the public and we are now in sync with you, how do you leave us? I mean, it for me, it hits me really hard that, okay, you see, what's going on?
You can go to the GMA page as we speak, or the junior doctor's page as we, there is serious disagreement and confrontations on the page. Because the decision is not consistent with the general perception and impression of all doctors.
Right.
But you see, it's our leadership. When they make statement, you must go by it.
But this statement clearly is in bad taste.
Very, 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 very bad taste. Very, 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 very.
So, do you think that we are really reading the mood of the country properly?
I think they know, the doctors know. And let me say that one thing that the last thing that the Medical Association wants to do is to get the general public against them. That would be catastrophic. And Ghana Medical Association is part of organized labor.
That's right.
So once organized labor says they are doing this, invariably you are part of it.
Right.
Their own statement even says that they agree with labor. So if you agree with labor, why wouldn't you agree with them in going on strike? You understand? And this is where I agree with my brother that it's politically motivated. The government is using its proxies within these unions to fight against the general cause. You know, they did that with nukes. That is why now nukes is totally collapsed.
Right.
Either two would have been, this battle would have been led by
nukes.
Students, but they succeeded. And they want to now send it to organized labor. Organized labor must not allow itself to the front to be broken like that. Either than that, it will be dire for all of us. Why are we fighting? The very fight that, or the demonstration that they are pushing for all of us to engage ourselves is to save our own lives. So if you cannot fight to save your own life, then what else?
Sami, can doctors work alone? Because if tomorrow nurses decide to go on strike, pharmacists are on strike, health accountants are on strike, OPD is shut, everything. Can the doctors work alone? Because they will be the only ones that work.
You see, the problem, the working alone is not the issue, but the efficiency and the effectiveness of working alone is the issue. At the end of the day, it's the general public that will suffer.
But would they feed the patients? Would they bathe for them? Would they administer drugs?
That's why I'm saying that the general public, the people who get sick, they are the ones that will suffer. Already, they are getting sick because of mercury poisoning.
Right.
You understand the point I'm making? So, I mean, personally, I am very disappointed. And when you go on social media, a lot of people are ridiculing doctors.
Right.
People are not happy at all, because if we decide to go on strike because of cost of living allowances and some, monies you get due to the work we do,
right,
you are able to go on strike. Now, the very reason why this country is coming to a standstill, which you are part of, you decide to pull out. It is very hypocritical, very, very hypocritical of the Ghana Medical Association. I think that I'll be very honest with them, I'll be very blunt with them. I'm not happy as a young person. I'm not happy. I believe that a lot of young people are not happy, especially when today Ghana Water Company has written several letters to the general public that if the activities of illegal mining does not stop, the country will begin to import water.
Right.
And we don't want to get there. We have a situation where even now not all communities have access to water. What about when we get to a situation where we actually need to import water? It is a big issue. I think
and speaking of importing water, first you find a photo of the rivers. Samokujatwa Blakwa showed that in Parliament along with Sweeney and the Public the Assurance Committee in Parliament. Quite a very worrying one indeed. So, let me ask you, the posture of government in trying to solve this problem that we have on our hands, has it been satisfactory?
Look, there is no fight against Galamsey under this MPP regime. Whoever tells you that there is a fight against Galamsey under this MPP regime has told you a bare-faced lie. Do you know why?
Pardon? Tell me.
Look, the 37-page Professor Frimpong Boateng report.
Right.
If you have had time to read it extensively, I know you have done. You have had several discussions on it.
Yes.
Gives one the clearest indication that the supposed fight against Galamsey was actually fight against legal small-scale miners so that government officials will take over their concessions. Look, all the people who have been mentioned in that 37-page report, they are working free men. Some of them are actually contesting for MP.
Yeah.
Horace Ekwausi is contesting for MP in Cape Coast North. Bernard Bequin, also known as Protozwa, is contesting for MP in Suhum. All these people are neck deep in Galamsey matters. Nobody has prosecuted them. In fact, the Attorney General, who is Minister of Justice, in the face of overwhelming evidence of Galamsey by some people. In fact, there was a journalist with Despite Media Settlement who actually went to a police station, wrote an official police statement saying that his NIB account was used to launder Galamsey money. Galamseyers paid 50,000 to 100,000 cedis into his accounts to be given to Ekwausi so that their excavators will be released to them. The Attorney General looked the people in the face and told us that there is no evidence to prosecute these people. That was when we lost the fight. Look, when you read the report, it is clear that whilst there was a ban on illegal mining, or there was a ban on small-scale mining, the Forestry Commission
under Sir John
was giving out licenses for people to go into our forest reserves and mine when there was a ban. All these people have been mentioned, but nothing has happened to them. Can you confidently tell me that there was a fight against Galamsey? Look, you have seen the picture of the difference in the water color between 2016 and 2017 coming to now. Look, nobody in this country can say that Galamsey started now. At first, it was young people who really did not have what to do. They get some shovel, pickaxe, they get some headpans, they dig some places, and they'll get gold. Now, I mean, there's no way an ordinary boy on the streets in Obuasi or Manson Kwanta can buy an excavator, can buy a dump truck. Now, it is government officials who have the power, who have the resources. They have imported thousands of excavators in this country, and they are engaging in illegal mining. In fact, Titus Grover, who is currently the Greater Accra Regional Minister, said the reason why we cannot fight Galamsey is because the New Patriotic Party executives, they are the ones doing the Galamsey. An ordinary person cannot fight police. They cannot fight military. It is powerful government officials who are engaged in the mining. That is why over the 8 years, you have Ghana Water Company writing series of letters cautioning the public. That wasn't the case before the MPP regime came into power. Why? The day President Kufuor met organized labor, that day 11 small-scale mining licenses were given out. So can't you respect the people? The day you are meeting them, can't you say that, okay, for this day or for this period, we are not giving out any licenses? That very day, you gave out licenses to your party people, and they are engaging in Galamsey. Nobody should blame any young person walking on the street doing Galamsey. It is government officials who have made sure that the situation has spiraled out of control.
Listen to Titus Glover. Not what he said then, that it is his own party people, but he was here in the studio, in your chair. He said Galamsey is more than armed robbery. Listen to him.
I don't like cheating. I'm not greedy. You know, guns, the way we are. We are not as greedy as anything. The little you have, you are content, then you move on. But I think that this Galamsey fight, with the greatest of respect to all of us in the studio, is not one-man business. And we need to commend you, the media, for your gallant role to come out in a fight again. Because you started it. Then the government took it up upon ourselves.
That's right.
You have the power of the council. That is the only role that you have to speak on the matter. The government picks up because we have all the leverage and everything to go and discuss or deal with the matter. I agree that effort has been made, 1 or 2 or 3. But when some people want to sound holier than thou, they want to be more Muslim than the chief imam, I'm worried. I'm seriously worried. Because the question is, in your time, what did you do? There are stubborn people around who are neck deep in this business called Galamsey. I have traveled twice the whole of this country, Helen. I've been to the northeast and west of this country. And when you go to the Galamsey area, I'm talking about western north, western region, eastern region, Ashanti region. My sister, you weep. You ask yourself, why are people so greedy? Want to destroy our vegetation, want to destroy our water bodies? Galamsey is more than armed robbery. I tell you, because the chemicals that they put in the processing of these minerals into the water bodies, it goes into our fishes, it goes into our water, we drink, we eat these fishes, and we are killing ourselves every day. So I will not support anybody, whether you are in my party or not, that you are doing Galamsey, then I will applaud you and say that I will not support. But at least we need to commend President Akufo-Addo for his effort in the fight against Galamsey.
That was Titus Glover a year ago when he was the managing director or CEO of Valco. Today is the Greater Accra Regional Minister. He says we should commend President Akufo-Addo, even though he agrees that Galamsey is bad, is worse than armed robbery. Solo, what do you say?
I mean, he himself believes that President Akufo-Addo hasn't done enough. In fact, he is not fighting it like everyone knows. Because if you really mean business and you want to fight Galamsey, you wouldn't be the same president that will send an airline to Parliament that will allow mining in forest reserves. So how would you fight Galamsey with that kind of airline? This is the same president that we are told by Lester Matthias that every month, with the help of the president, he ships out $40 to $60 billion worth of gold from this country.
The gold mafia.
Gold mafia. And you know that the president doesn't have a gold mining company. As a president, he's not supposed to do any business. Yet, he is able to help someone to ship out gold to that magnitude. You ask yourself, where does he get the gold from? From this same Galamsey business. And people that have acquired licenses legally, they are involved in illegal mining. Because if you are given an area of, say, 2 acres, and you move beyond 2 acres and do 2.5 acres, that is an illegal mining.
Right.
Remember when Wuntumi was mining in the Samrobo area? The license that he was having was not supposed to be used in the Tanon forest. Yet he ended up there.
The president said he did nothing wrong.
I mean, that it tells you that the president is culpable. And I've been saying that the day the presidency will stop Galamsey, it will stop. I don't
understand it. The presidency is involved in it.
Yeah, they are involved in it. I have already told you about Lester Matthias. That's why I started from there. Right. There is the Frimpong Boate's report. The Frimpong Boate's report, at a point, Frimpong Boate together with Sir John and the president himself met in a room. Right. And he looked straight into Sir John's face and said, President, this is the greatest danger to our forest.
Right. It's the report.
If the president was that mindful, he was someone that claims to be fighting Galamsey, he would have first of all dismissed him from his position and caused his arrest and prosecution. Did the president do any of these? He didn't. The number of people that were mentioned in the report, Gabi Asaro Chidakun, Protoza has been told, Charles
Bisu was mentioned, MPs,
Charles Ousu, Koyo Pongruma himself was even mentioned. Kwakubaku and Co. All these people are walking about, and we are saying the president is fighting Galamsey. He is not. He's only playing with the minds of the people of this country. And that is why water bodies have so much been polluted. And now all of us face an existential threat. So, and mind you, this president said he checked out last year. And that is why I'm a bit cautious with Labour. And
he said the next president will
take care of us. So he doesn't care about what is happening. You understand? The only problem he has now is that he, as the president, is seeing to the defeat of his political party. And that's why the last time he met Labour, he pleaded with them that, for Christ's sake, do not go on strike in this last hour. Let us go and finish the elections. Else, they will put all the blames on me for leading the party into opposition.
Was that what he said?
No, I mean, that is a reasonable deduction that you can make from it. Because and I heard Kumsin say that for the first time, the president was begging them.
Abraham Kumsin?
Yes. That the arrogant posture of the president, ever since he assumed the reins of governance, he never would beg you. But on this occasion, he was begging them because he knows how close the demonstration is to the elections. And I mean, it will be very difficult for me to believe that the Catholic Bishop Conference, the Organized Labour, the Fetish Priest Association, and every Ghanaian that is calling on the government to implement a state or institute a state of emergency are mad, or we don't know our left from right. The problem is that because they are the ones doing the Galamsey, you know, they sometimes go for money from investors. You understand? They give them the money to buy the excavators, buy all the necessary equipment to do the Galamsey.
Right.
And they are supposed to repatriate, go to them to defray this debt. Now, if you say we should cause a state of emergency and ban all mining activities,
How are they going to pay back?
how are they going to pay back? So they are in trouble. That is why they are not mining you. Now, I read a statement issued by the Minister.
But this is a serious thing you are saying.
No, that is the truth. I don't mince words. Unless you are not on the ground. I have lived in the mining area before, Boise, and I have a lot of friends in the mining sector. Without government involvement, nobody can do Galamsey. Because it's not something that you do in secrecy. If you have ever used the road from Takwa through to Wasa East, Akropong, Japa to Dunkwa, clearly it's done by the roadside.
That's right.
And 10 meters away, you see a police barrier.
Right.
Yesterday, the Minerals Commission boss was telling Parliament that Enyinem here, some 80 meters behind the police station.
Is it 80 meters? I was in Enyinem.
Are you one there
When I
yourself?
saw, no, this was like 4 years ago.
Ah.
I saw that. I was shocked.
So you have been there. You have
Yes.
first-hand
The
information.
one behind the Enyinem
Police station.
Yes.
And we have a police commander
And when
there.
we finished from Enyinem,
Yeah.
we drove. That was where we saw the mining at Konongo.
Can you imagine?
by the roadside.
roadside.
So on that trip, I saw. See, I was shocked throughout the journey to Kumasi and back.
If someone is telling you that the presidency is fully aware and they are involved, why would you doubt it? In Konongo that you are talking about, don't we have MC? In fact, the current MC is on record. Some people in the area have accused him of using less than 6 months to build a story building from Galamsey activities. It is there. It is in the open. You understand? We have banned Chamfans. Go to Asamata and Funya.
Right.
It is a world headquarters of Chamfa production.
Right.
Everyone knows
It's by
it.
the roadside,
By
you
the
see.
roadside. So we behave as ostriches. If you take the presidency out, you are not doing anything. And that is why for me, because the president has decided not to listen to anybody, Labour can strike for a day or two and just convert the anger into voting come December 7th.
I see.
Because at the end of the day, if you are going to keep the MPP government party in power, it is going to be business as usual.
Okay.
Their men are deep neck in this Galamsey. The presidency is deep neck in this Galamsey, and they don't intend to stop today or tomorrow. It's an avenue for them to make quick money. And once there is that business of quick money, that is where the problem comes in. We understand from our sources, though not official, that people that are involved in small scale mining and Galamsey have actually mobilized money and are beginning to bribe people within the circles, so that they would divide every front. Look, the Ministry of Information released a statement, was it yesterday or so, and look at the way they intend to deal with the matter. They are saying they are going to start Operation HALT in conjunction with the Small Scale Miners Association. What business have they got, the small scale miners got, to be part of an operation that will be organized by the military? And because you yourself, you are involved in this Galamsey business, so you must be, as it were, an adversary to the whole operation. So if Ghana is going to deal with Galamsey, and we have small-scale miners showing military men, go here, go there, go that, do you think we are going to deal with it?
Well, the General Assembly and National Executive Council of the Ghana Medical Association, through the General Secretary Ghana Medical Association, is dated the 8th of October 2024, petition for the removal from office of the President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Sribo. I write to formally inform you of my intention of moving a motion for the removal from office of the President of the Association of Dr. Frank Sribo at the annual general meeting in Ho, in accordance with Article 23 of the GMA Constitution. In line with Article 23.3, the stated charges for its removal as follows. 1. Unilaterally issuing a statement without recourse to the National Executive Council or the General Assembly in announcing the non-participation of the association in organized labor strike against illegal mining and its devastating health and environmental effects. This is an obvious contravention of Article 16 of the GMA Constitution. 2. The above action brought the association into disrepute in the eyes of the general public and made the association appear duplicitous in the eyes of well-meaning Ghanaians, given our previous position on illegal mining. I will try to mobilize the required 2/3 of the General Assembly required for this motion to carry. You are enjoined under Article 23 of the GMA's Constitution to include this in the notice for the annual general meeting in Ho from the 3rd to the 10th of November 2024, and to bring this to the notice of the other officers or other officer involved in the general membership. Thank you. This is Dr. Med Vishnu Nene Limon Abayate. He sent that one there. Do you know this man? Abate.
Oh, yes,
You know
yes,
him.
I know, and he's a
What
very-
do you think? You're a member of the GMA. What do you
yes,
think? Wow,
it's-
Mohammed joining us now. Wow, good morning.
He's
Great. How are you doing?
Thank you so much.
Yes,
He's
talk.
a member in good standing. Look,
Okay.
when you read Article 18 of the GMA's constitution,
Right.
it is clear.
That
At all meetings of the association, voting shall be by show of hands, unless otherwise stated by the provision of this constitution. Notwithstanding the provision in Article 18(1), which I've read above, members qualified and present at any meeting of the association may decide by a simple majority to request for a secret ballot on specific issues. When I go on, you understand,
Right.
but it's not relevant for the discussion. Look, when I listened to the president yesterday, he said he made phone calls to the 21 members, and according to him, the majority said we shouldn't go on the strike. Nobody was there when he made that call. We are unsure whether the people he claims are the members of the association he called. They are actually the people he spoke with. You understand the point I'm making?
right, I get you.
And so this is a serious matter that, look, when you go on the GMA pages, like I said, members are happy. They are unsettled.
But why would he do a thing like that?
Exactly my point.
Why would he do
Exactly my
that?
point.
The whole Ghana Medical Association is big.
It's not
It's big and it's a noble institution.
Yes.
You know, the argument people are advancing now is very dangerous for them. What people are saying that because medical doctors, some of them have their private clinics. I mean, it is money, because of money they have put up these private clinics.
Right.
How do they make money? By people falling sick. So it will be in their interest that people are sick and come to their private clinics. That is the more reason why they don't want to
Big
join
bucks,
the
big pharma.
That is the point. But I believe that this is to the extreme.
Right.
So when you allow yourself, people will then begin to conjecture that these are the motives behind the inactions that you are taking. It's a sad. I'm saddened. They shouldn't allow. So politics will come and go, but the GMA must stand the test of time.
Okay.
Exactly. That's why. I mean, because I'm a member, I'm trying to hold myself.
Yeah. Right.
Because I respect my
Right.
leadership.
Right.
I believe that what they say is what they believe in. They are the ones leading.
Right.
But we must also be allowed to express our, the satisfaction of some of the decision. But we are bound.
Okay,
by it.
well, take your bite on this one. GMA says they will not join the strike, but they are in support of the action that Labour is taking. What do you say?
Thank you so much. Good morning to our cherished viewers and my co-panelists. And thank you for the opportunity. I'm surprised this has become an issue.
Why are you
Because,
surprised?
If you check organized labor, it's made up of a lot of associations. Why the pullout of GMA must be an issue that people will have to start attacking the GMA president and so on. Even within UTAG, you had some lecturers coming together to even fight it off and say that UTAG should not even be part. You can't just get a consensus. It's not all the time that you can get consensus building around an issue. Even yesterday, in all the universities when they were voting, there are some that voted for against the strike and so on. So why must this be an issue that from yesterday the GMA president has been vilified by everyone, and now it's even discussed? He says there was no consensus building, and that was the reason they cannot join. Again, let me just commend them for saying that they will not join this strike, because the strike by GMA is more catastrophic than the destruction of the water bodies, because they are at the forefront of life saving. They are there. For instance, if today the doctors at Rage Hospital says that they will not be in the hospitals, and this is not a strike that has a definite date. This is a strike that they have not given us a definite date that it will end on this day.
Right.
So we know that a lot of people may will even die, not even may, than even what we think that Galamsey is doing for us. So I will commend the GMA for at least the humanitarian gesture.
The difference between UTAG and all the other institutions you mentioned,
Yes.
is that PES, Dr. Samiaye and what we know from the GMA, he said he made phone calls.
Yes.
UTAG, UG, they met.
Yes.
UHAS met.
Yes.
PSW, they met.
Yes.
Name them. All the other institutions, they met and then they voted and they said, 80% of us, 90% of us, 60% of us. So then you can say, where did GMA meet? That's the question.
So
that's the difference. That they didn't meet. He said he made phone calls. People are asking, you made phone calls to who? Show us the people. Where are the call logs and all of that?
So these are people, individuals who disagree with him. They are calling on that.
But is it not fair for him to tell them where he made the calls, how he made the calls, who he called, how long he spoke with them?
People within organized labor said that they were not consulted. And
which people?
You had a group of lecturers coming to say that you just can't give us ultimatum for a strike just 10 days before.
But I'm saying that those lecturers,
yes,
they had a platform to go and be in there. So if you are a lecturer at Legon, for example, UTAG,
yes,
and you say, you can't just give us this ultimatum. They say, we have organized the meeting. So be present at the meeting. This is the motion.
Yourself.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that.
Hold on.
Yes.
So at Legon, for example, they had that meeting.
Yes.
They had that meeting.
Yes.
Where did GMA have his meeting?
So, but that is really not my issue.
But you are congratulating them, so you should.
Yeah, I'm congratulating them because they felt that. But I feel that their withdrawal. As I speak, I have a family member in the hospital.
Right.
I just came from Kumasi. She's in the hospital as I speak. So if there is no doctor to take care of her, that will be dangerous. So that is the reason I'm commending them for saying that they will not join the strike, because I believe that strike is not the solution to this problem.
What is the solution?
The solution lies with organized labor coming to say that these are two major political parties that will take over. NDC and MPP. Sit down with us. Ask us our policies. Ask us what you think we'll be able to do. Educate your people on who to vote for.
You want to be asked what your policies are.
We have the
After
policies
you have
already.
had 8 years of saying that you put your presidency on the line to fight.
Political parties,
No.
two leaders
No,
who want to take over. I'm saying that two leaders who will want to take over in the next 2 months.
Okay.
I'm talking about a political issue. Two leaders are the front liners.
Who are the front liners?
And the front liners in the next 2 months, President Akufo-Addo
in
is.
this election. There are 13 candidates contested. He must stop this propaganda going around saying that there are two front runners. I don't know 13 people contested.
When you check,
how would you
between
election of 2020 or
between
2024?
between
Who
20
knows the election of 2024? The figures that are going to come out.
Between-
You must not be giving yourself these two front and let's come and debate. When people are actually dying, you say we should come and do debate. Why do we entertain ourselves in the theoretical?
So hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Between 2000 and today, there is no single political party outside NPP and this that has been able to get more than 1% of the
So
votes.
that is your basis.
Yeah, not
But-
even up to 1% of the votes.
But you want a dialogue.
Even a spoiled ballot had 2-point-something%, whilst no political party amongst them put together were able to even get up to 2%. So that's the reason. That's the basis I'm saying that two front
But at
liners
that time
in this
there was no
political-
movement for change. There was no change.
So what are you talking about?
movement for change.
Yes.
This is someone who has been a cabinet minister
Your
in
party is
NPP government
in
for 7
Ashanti
years.
region. You
For
are
7
telling
years.
us that you are winning for
For 7 years. So what I'm saying is that
But you
at
want
this
you
point
want
in
a
time-
dialogue.
At this point in time.
At this time you want a dialogue.
At this point in time, 2 months to elections, no sane government in anywhere in the world will declare a state of emergency. No government will declare a state of emergency.
What is a state of emergency? What does it mean to declare a state of
Because
emergency?
yesterday I was listening to Joy FM, and the presenter told them that this is what government has outlined.
But I'm saying
The military. I'm coming. But the military will take charge of our water bodies. These are places that are declared red zones, and they will make sure that they protect our water bodies as well. The professor who spoke on behalf of organized labor said that that is not enough. One of the guys who says he's a security expert said that shoot to kill should be the way forward on Joy FM last night. Because you see, when you declare the state of emergency, whoever you find there is an enemy of the state.
92.6.
But what they're doing is illegal, is it not? Are they
Some
not?
people are
If
doing
you do
legal
something
mining.
illegal,
Some people are doing legal mining. Those who are doing legal mining, who are doing underground, they sunk shafts and they are doing underground, has nothing to do with our water bodies.
but are they at the red zones?
No, I'm saying that's the reason I'm telling you that the ban, outright ban, and the declaration of state of emergency is not the way forward.
But you want a dialogue at this time.
I am saying that the government, this government, Akufo-Addo's government, is ending in 2 months.
Right. And you want a dialogue.
I am.
You want NDC and MPP to come and meet.
No, organized labor
to meet
must
NDC.
engage us.
Okay.
Because you see, if they engage MPP and know the way forward, what Dr. Bawumia is proposing.
Labor engaged President Akufo-Addo not long ago. They did, and the president's solution.
Ad hoc committee.
Yes, and the president's suggestion did not.
You don't understand what I mean.
Okay.
You don't understand. You don't understand. What I'm saying is, what organized labor had done with the president is that the president is saying that in the next 2 months, before he ends his administration, he has outlined 3 things that he will do. One is that this is what he communicated to them. One is that he will still deploy. He has an interministerial committee headed by the National Security Minister. 2 is that they will
doesn't attend the meetings.
They will deploy.
Exactly.
They will deploy. They will deploy the military and declare the water bodies as red zones. So it means whoever is found there is arrested and so on. And thirdly is that they will make sure that they will make sure there is responsible mining around the places.
Do you believe in the things you are saying?
Yeah, I believe.
You sure?
Yes.
And you believe that Ghana Medical Association can go on strike for unpaid allowances and welfare issues, but they can't go on strike on Galamsey, which is killing everybody.
Galamsey didn't start yesterday.
No, I'm saying now.
I'm saying that Galamsey didn't start yesterday.
Nobody has said it does.
There is no solution in the next 2 months that will halt everything.
No, I've asked you a
question. Even in Australia today, there is illegal mining. You can only control it.
I've asked you a simple question. I said, are you comfortable with the Ghana Medical Association going on strike for their unpaid allowances and welfare issues? But then when it comes to the general welfare of the country in terms of our health, protecting the kidney of you and I, our liver and everything else, they say they won't go on strike. You say you support them.
So you see, Ghana Water Company has come out with a release that it is not true that there are metals in our water bodies.
Then do they have the capacity to test that?
Yes.
Ghana Water Company. Which machines did they use?
So the woman, the professor in US, according to her, that
professor who lives in US, who doesn't drink our water, she's telling us what is inside our water.
No. She says that she spoke to someone at Standard Authority and the person. So it's just a hearsay. Yes, she mentioned it. She said she spoke to someone. You read the story. She said she spoke to someone. My friend. Just write it. What I'm saying is that strike is not the solution to the problem.
What is the solution?
The solution lies with what the government is doing right now.
Are you doing something?
We're not doing anything.
Organized labor.
From day one, from 2017, this government has been fighting illegal mining. From day one, from 2017, the first thing we did was a ban, 2 years outright ban.
So a soldier friend of mine, it's a senior officer. He says, he sent me this message to send to Roland. There's a movement for change. And it says, please caution the movement for change, gentlemen, with Roland to mind his utterances regarding the military and Galamsey. When we were in the field endangering ourselves and the politicians were obstructing all our efforts, I don't think he had dreamt of doing politics. The fact that he has a microphone and camera before him does not mean he should lose his, his cool. Why are the panelists representing the fact and you guys are allowing it? Galamstop didn't start before Vanguard. Vanguard was active before personnel from the Flagstaff House were used to form Galamstop to operate alongside Vanguard. Personnel from the Flagstaff House were used to form Galamstop, which was parallel to Vanguard, which had police, military, and immigration. It was actually a duplication of efforts and tasks. The posture of Galamstop personnel on the field was more political than that of Vanguard. This is a senior military officer who sent this.
So
another one also sent me that.
I am not from Afafantro, so I'm addressing someone.
No, so I'm saying, I'm just giving you the situation. Another military officer sent me and said, look, they send us onto the water or into the forest, and then we see the Chamfans 500 meters astride the water, and they tell us to stay 100 meters astride the water. So you can stand here and see the person at the front entrance, but you can't do anything because if you go, you would have committed.
Yeah, they are men, but you.
Allow, he's on the floor.
So at this point, I believe that the lamentations will not help us. We'll look at what the way forward
Lamentations
is.
By who?
By us, by trying to say that our water bodies are being destroyed, we have to engage in strike and so on. We see it, but what is the solution? That's the most important thing.
Okay.
We will have to, I will be happy you give us the opportunity to tell you in the next 2 months what we're doing as a government. I have outlined that. After that, after elections, if Dr. Bawumia wins, what is the ultimate solution for this Galamsey? We have it in our manifesto, page 195 of the manifesto. Dr. Bawumia is saying that looking at where we have come from, he and his boss started with a ban for 2 years. After that, NDC came in and started fighting us on the because Kwaku Boahen was on Galamsey's side with Dr. Iben. Yes.
Did you read the cabinet notice on the 19th and 2019 March 4 or so? Did you read it? Where cabinet took a decision that all these things should stop, and the people still went ahead and did it. Sir John was mentioned. Yes. Did you read that?
So
Sir John NDC.
I'm saying that the video I have in 2019-2020 where Kwaku Boahen, a deputy national comms director of the party, went with Dr. Tony Iben, who is the former
Tony
Obin. Okay, the way they write, because you see there are two Tony Obins and they are all doctor. One is an MPP, so that's why they went there and told the people, Mundi Galano, NDC, so whilst we're fighting it, the NDC was also fighting it. And again, I'm not surprised because former President Mahama had come to tell us that those who were jailed by a competent court of jurisdiction, he will give them amnesty to come back and further destroy our water bodies. He mentioned this when he met you, the media. He said it on a campaign platform. He mentioned it when he met you, the media. What Dr. Bawumia is saying that we did 2 years ban. We did Galam Stop 1 and 2. We did Vanguard. We even ended with Halt, where we bent excavators and so on. The way forward is not the militant way. The way forward is that Dr. Bawumia is saying that we will empower the geological survey to do prospecting. So,
but Dr. Bawumia is still in power.
Yes.
What is he doing about the situation now?
So what he is doing,
because we may not live until 2025. So we could die.
Yes.
If you drink mercury, cyanide, lead, you add chlorine, alum, and you add sodium.
And the Ghana Water Body, Ghana Water Company is saying that it is not true.
I'll come to you.
Ghana Water Company is saying that it is not true that there is metals, there are things in a press release yesterday that there's nothing like that. Yes, I have it. I can.
We can share it.
Share. So they're saying that it's not true. So
but what I'm saying, shown any evidence to back this claim. We are educating the public.
So I will come to him. He would have to share it with us. But I want him to learn.
I'm telling you what Dr. Bawumia is saying. Dr. Bawumia is saying this is what he will do. He is telling you that looking at what he had done with his boss the last 7 years, sitting down on reflection, he feels that the militant way will not help.
Does Dr. Bawumia know that Labour is going on strike tomorrow?
Yes,
that the country will come to a standstill.
He's aware.
And he has not stopped campaigning. He's still campaigning.
But why will he stop campaigning? Why will he stop campaigning? It's left to 60 days to elections.
Right.
We are looking for solutions, not lamentations. So he should sit down and look at them, or what?
So he sides with KJ4 when she says that let's postpone the fight against Galamsey until after the elections.
No.
Is that why he's still campaigning?
No.
But what?
What he is campaigning on is that today, what he and his boss is doing is that they will deploy the military to declare the river bodies as red zones where they will clamp down on those who are destroying our water bodies.
Was it not the same government that declassified forests and give people the authority to go and mine in forest reserves?
It's not the government, it's parliament.
Who sent the thing to them?
So did you see any opposition from the NDC when the LI was sent?
No, that's not it. I'm saying it
is parliament, which is a hanged parliament, and it was approved by parliament.
We are intellectuals.
Yes. The Speaker of Parliament is NDC.
The LI.
And it's a hanged parliament.
Wow, the LI. Yes. The legislative instrument.
Yes.
Where did it come from before it got to Parliament?
Yeah, from the executive.
Cabinet.
Yes.
And the executive is not blamable.
So you should blame the executive in its entirety. What contains in it is that you can do mining in forest reserves.
No, I'm asking you a question. The LI.
Yes.
That was taken to Parliament.
Yes.
Where did it come from?
So the LI cannot be implemented if Parliament had not approved
I'm not.
it.
You have crossed.
You and I have representatives there. They approved it.
Wait. The LI, where did it come from?
The executive, yes.
Good. The president, the vice president,
Yes.
who is promising us now.
It's not
with
all
his cabinet.
LIs that gets to Parliament and it gets approved.
No, I'm coming. I'm saying that the executive,
Yes.
they put together the LI.
Yes.
The LI, the executive was represented by cabinet. Cabinet
Yes.
looked at it.
Yes.
Cabinet is comprised of President Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Vice President Baumia, who is promising us that he will do things differently.
Yes.
And all the ministers who are also part of the interministerial committee to stop this. They sat down and said, let's put this together and take it to Parliament so that people can go into forest reserve to go and mine.
Yeah.
And then you say what? We should blame Parliament for it.
No. I said it is both cabinet, both executive and Parliament that approved it. So you can't just blame President Akufo-Addo for all this because when it was approved in Parliament, you didn't see any opposition.
Right.
It was approved in Parliament. There was no opposition to it.
That I agree with you.
Exactly. So if you check what Dr. Baumia is espousing now, he's saying that myself and my boss, we started from this fight and have gotten to where we have gotten to now. Going forward, if I am given the opportunity to be president, I'll do things differently, learning from
why
what
should we trust Dr. Bell? Because see, Operation Vanguard had a very simple objective. Stop.
So Baumia is saying we will not use the military again.
Hold on. I'm saying
because
that
we used it didn't help us.
I'm saying that Operation Vanguard had a simple task: stop illegal mining. Finish.
Yes.
Can you give me the result slip, the scorecard of Operation Vanguard? Under Dr. Baumia, as chairman of the police council,
yes,
as chairman of the prisons council,
police.
Yes, it's also chairman of the prisons council.
Yes.
Read the constitution.
Yes.
So, can you tell me what the scorecard is? He's also chairman of the military council.
As chairman of the police council, the police has been retooled than any other time in the history of this country.
I'm asking you the scorecard of Operation Vanguard. Operation Vanguard.
Yes. I'm saying that.
You brought your own questions to come and answer.
You mentioned the chairman of the police council, and I'm telling you his scorecard as chairman of the police council.
No, I'm not asking for his.
The staff strength moved from 33,000 to 46,000. That is his scorecard as chairman of the police council.
Clearly, you are missing. Doctor,
he's always swerving the questions. It's difficult. I can understand.
Let me take my senior brother through the types of mercury we have. There is what we call elemental mercury.
Okay.
There is inorganic mercury. There is organic mercury, also known as methyl mercury.
Okay.
The methyl mercury, when found in water bodies, because of its nature, is able to bioaccumulate in fish and other, seafoods.
Right.
When that same water finds itself on our land, there is what we call water table.
Right.
It is that same water that comes up to grow our plants.
Right.
And any other. So when you have yam and all, there was a research recently that the yam has been found to have some heavy metals in it.
Yes, in fact, maize as well.
Yeah. Exactly. So what is our talking about? We are facing an existential threat, and you are here mentioning people's campaign policies. People who have been in power for 8 years and have failed.
You say we should dialogue.
What is dialogue in this matter? Has the organized labor not dialogue with President Akufo-Addo? They listen to the man. They know that the man has no solution. His people are neck deep in Galamsey. They are the ones doing Galamsey. In only 8 years, they have changed the color of our water bodies. Nobody is here saying that Galamsey started under Akufo-Addo. No. But the scale with which it is working now can only be as a result of the involvement of powerful government official. Professor Fufu Boateng, who is a former minister, even at a point in time, he wanted to be president on the ticket of MPP.
That's correct.
He knows the inside runners of MPP than you are. He said President Akufo-Addo made Flagstaff House the headquarters of Galamsey. And that under the guise of Galamsey fights, party functionaries, President Akufo-Addo made it a free-for-all enterprise. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry in the MPP had mining concessions and they were doing Galamsey.
Really?
Yes, that's what the man said. I'm not the one saying it. And when that report was submitted, 2 years President Akufo-Addo had not opened that report. He didn't care about it. he had to take the man to come into the media to mention it before pictures of the document came.
In fact, it was the police CID that started an investigation.
Yes.
And the man gave them a copy of the report, and
How
subsequently
can you tell
was-
us that you have put your presidency on the line, purporting to fight a phenomenon, and when a report of same is tabled in your office, you take 2 years to open. But for that investigation, President Kufuor would not have opened it by now.
In fact, that was the report of the Interministerial Committee against Illegal
The man
Mining.
said the ministers and other appointees who were put on that committee did not even attend.
They abandoned him. It was Cecilia Dapa and one other.
Damboche.
No.
Damboche was the local ministry.
Was it Haji Alima Mahama rather?
Haji had left.
Haji had left to the US, so it was
So,
Damboche's
Damboche,
subscribers.
Look,
They were the ones who were working on the
Go
committee.
to
So Kojo Nkrumah, Dominic Nitiwo,
the
Ambrose
National
Derry,
Minister, Security Minister, Kandapa,
all of them.
abandoned.
the MCU for
Peter
Amenfi
Mewu.
Yes.
the MCU for Amenfi is Honorable Frederick Kranchi. Got a mining license on 17th January 2023.
Amenfi.
He is the chairman of MUSEC.
The Municipal Security
How
Council.
can this person fight Galamsey? He is part of it.
How
Why?
do you-
Please. When Akonta mining was caught by the ministry to be engaged in Galamsey, President Kufuor did not even wait for an investigation to be done. He came and cleared Chemawu to me. What about that? What is our talking about? So, Galamsey, in fact, is the one of the biggest financiers, the biggest financiers of MPP.
So Solomon Wusu says,
Hold on, there is a video that came out where Ekwausi met Professor Frimpong Boateng in the room and recorded that conversation. He said that the seized excavators should be given to John Boadu and some other people, so that they will use the excavators to mine, do Galamsey, and they get money for the party because party near day is How can this party fight Galamsey?
so Solomon Wusu, for example, says that look, Labour should strike for a day or two and then channel the energies into voting against. So what do you say?
I agree with it. Where we are, okay, we need to express our revulsion at the government. I believe that they can even strike for 1 week. I was expecting
But that would be too dangerous for us.
No.
If you look at the economic situation.
I was expecting Ghana Medical Association to just strike for about a day or two. You understand? Some essential services will still go on, but OPD and other things.
Right. So in the wards, they can take care of it, emergency.
People it will draw the attention of people to an existential threat. Look, if you go to the villages where Galamsey is done by these same MPP functionaries,
So what's their solution? What's their solution?
Listen, President Mahama has said that we will ban mining in forest reserves.
But the government is saying that they're going to do that. They're going to withdraw the
They have the
LI.
power to
Please,
do that.
they
Yes.
can do it right
And
now.
they are not doing it.
No, but they have written recently to
They
say
can-
that
they
it's
say-
part of the things that
In
the
fact,
But they are saying
party.
Parliament is on recess.
Right.
In
So
fact,
when Parliament
to
comes.
record them, they record them on flimsy government business to come
Right.
and then pass bogus policies for us. This important matter, you are waiting for them to come back.
So you want the majority leader to call back Parliament
Absolutely,
like he
if
did?
you really mean business. What are you waiting for?
In fact, we have also said, the NDC has also said that any small-scale mining person who is found to be engaged in illegal mining, your mining license will be revoked. President Mahama has mentioned the Blue Water and Tree for Life project. Haven't you heard him? The only reason why, no, please, the only reason
So
why,
you can have your bite.
the only reason why we cannot fight Galamsey now is because there is no political commitment, and if Ghanaians do not vote out MPP, we can never stop Galamsey because they are actually the one doing it.
So look, as we speak now, there are about just 3 or 4 rivers that are left.
Yes,
The rest are gone.
they are gone. They are gone.
And it sets me thinking that people say, oh, you are in Accra demonstrating. Go to the villages to go and demonstrate. Yesterday I showed a video on Johnny's Bite where the wager, it's coming through already. And you know the southwestern part of Accra, in fact, Kanda, we all drink from the wager.
Exactly.
Now the wager has Galamsey water in it.
Can you imagine?
And you don't know what you're drinking. What should we do now?
No, it's to enforce the laws. The laws are there. I don't agree with people when they say it is a collective fight. We voted for one man to take decisions on our behalf.
So it's not a consensus.
He just has to apply the laws. The laws are there. People must not be mining on river bodies. They are mining. What does the law say? Arrest them, prosecute them, imprison them. That is all to it. We are not supposed to be bringing chamfans into this country. People are not producing or manufacturing it in this country. You go there, you arrest them and stop it. People are mining behind police stations. The police are seeing it. You stop it. But because they are culpable, the president allowed people to mine in the forest areas because they are his people. This community mining thing that he brought, no community in this country have the capacity to buy the excavators that you are talking about. So it is these big men in Accra, politicians, that have the money, they finance them, and then give them some peanuts and say that it's community mining. That is not the case. It is government functionaries and the presidency doing it under the cover of community mining.
Movement for change.
Yes.
What is your plan?
So,
what's your template
remember,
to fix this?
Mr. Alan Chemati had a press conference somewhere on the 29th of September and enumerated some of the plans. First of all, we intend to institute and we will amend the laws to give a lifetime imprisonment to anybody caught on our river bodies and in our forest. Secondly, the first day, if the president does not revoke this LI 2462, the first day in office, Mr. Alan Chemati will take the steps to revoke it. It's non-negotiable. Thirdly, we intend to enforce the laws that are already existing. Fourthly, the youth that have acquired skill in mining, these illegal mining, we believe that if they are given proper training and brought under groups and also corporatalize them, that is form corporate groups with them, give them top-notch management and give them concessions that are known to be very regular and license them, then they can come under the former mining sector. There you can even get your taxes. Beyond that, there is the need to create employment in the system. Our economy is too contracted. We are not opening up. So he intends to institute what we call mandatory apprenticeship so that the youth will acquire other skills such as carpentry.
We'll come to that youth development conversation. Let me quickly ask you this. Does the president, or if you like the government, get the sense that if he does not act timelessly and in a very strategic manner before organized labor gets onto this strike tomorrow, he will have dropped the ball and then he will be playing catch up, which could have political consequences at the elections for your party? Does he realize that?
Before I get to your question, I am asking my brother that former President Mahama was president of this country. What is his track record? He's saying that the best thing is for us to vote NDC out. What is? I'm coming. I am not notice, please. Why?
Oh, it's okay.
What is his track record in the fight against Galamsey? When we came here, when we won in 2017, the first thing the media, including yourself, met us with that Galamsey is destroying our water bodies. The government failed. So take charge.
But now it's gotten worse. The fights that we started.
I'm coming.
You know, because you reference the media.
I'm saying that he doesn't have that.
So I'm just telling you that as of the time when we came and we had conversations with you, because we're already on the fight, media coalition against Galamsey.
Exactly.
We didn't have more than 3 rivers. Now we have over 18, 19 of our river bodies gone.
So I'm coming.
So it's gotten from worst, if it was worse then, from worst to worst.
So when you have someone who started it, who gave 1,400 licenses in the span of 4 years, former President Mahama,
that's not correct.
That is correct according to Minerals Commission.
That's not correct.
Minerals Commission went to Governance Assurance Committee and told them that between 2017 and between 2012 and 2016, 1,400 licenses were issued out.
That's not correct.
Well,
on the Minerals Commission's website, that's not correct.
The Minerals Commission boss went to Parliament and addressed this issue by giving the breakdown.
Saying that what you're saying is not correct. The Minerals Commission currently has put everything on their website.
It's not everything that is on the website that they have it. Yes, that's true. It's not every information that you have that you publish on the website. The man is saying that between
Martin Ayisi sat in this chair.
Yes.
He told me what I'm telling you.
Yes, Martin Ayisi went to Parliament in front of Okujeto Ablakwa, who said they have issued only 58 licenses and told him you are lying. NDC had issued 1,400 licenses.
And MPP had issued
within 2 years, 2009.
I see.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Just this month. What is the third
Within
of-
7 years. Within 7 years. I'm saying that within 7 years, it is 2009. Within 4 years
That
of
is not-
Mahama.
that is not correct. Please.
Why will you say it's not correct?
Let's
I'm
treat
showing
my-
you
Let's
that.
treat my listeners with
No,
some
no. I'm saying that. I'm telling your listeners that this is what the Minerals Commission's boss has said to Parliament. And you know, it is contemptuous if it becomes lies. He can even go to jail for that.
Oh, as for that, we know.
If that is lie.
COP Alex Mensah's took an oath, he lied. There are plenty examples like that.
No. I'm saying that this is the official figures from Minerals Commission. That is one. Two is that he mentioned Amenfi. I'm surprised that this person is mentioning Amenfi. Joanna Jan, your own parliamentary candidate for Amenfi Central. The people are against her. You're forcing them on her. She's a Galamsey queen. She does Galamsey. That's what she does.
Now go and arrest her.
So, if you're talking about Galamsey, this is Joanna, your parliamentary candidate who is engaged in Galamsey. That is. I'm coming.
So you see. Oh, wait. You see, this is a very big platform.
Yes.
You cannot sit here and make allegations without proof.
This is
the names Dr. Aye mentioned.
Yes.
Are contained in the Professor Frimpong Boateng report, which is a public document.
Yes.
Where is your source of information?
Joanna Jan has come out to say that she makes up to 2 million a month in Galamsey.
She said it where?
I'll get you the news item.
No,
I'll just get you the
owe
news
us
item.
two. The first one you
Yes,
made.
I'll give you.
Ghana water statement.
Yes, I'll give you. I'll give you.
No, we need to get it.
I'm saying that, but I'm talking. I will have to finish talking before I'm able to.
So
do that.
we give you 20 minutes.
So
you have not pulled any documents. You're just making sweeping statements.
I'm coming.
And I can't allow you to make those sweeping statements because my platform is not a platform for making sweeping statements.
I will not make any sweeping statements. I am telling you that Joanna Jan has said that she makes up to 2 million cedis a month.
And I said she said it where?
I will show you.
So find the document for me.
Find that.
Find the document for me.
Yes, I'll find that. That's one. Two is that when you check for
I need you to find that document.
So
I'm not comfortable. Yes, I'm not comfortable. You've made two statements. Ghana Water Company. Now you're making this one. You have not given us any document. So this is what a modern Ghana report.
Yes.
That's a modern Ghana report, and it's a report of my involvement in Galamsey malicious created by political opponents. That's Joanna Jan, Amenfi Central NDC parliamentary candidate Joanna Jan. Please look for your document. Awal has denied involvement in illegal mining, small-scale mining, known as Galamsey. In a statement released on Sunday, the 29th of September, Ms. Jan said such reports are false and malicious attempts by political opponents to tarnish her reputation. She stated that she promotes environmentally conscious and socially responsible practices, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so that's the full statement.
On and on.
Right. So this is a statement signed by her. And I hope that Awal will find it. I'm on the Ghana mining repository now. I want to know the number of licenses granted, and then okay. So I want to find out the licenses granted. Wait, yes, of course, the figures are here, but the breakdown is what I'm trying to look for. Awal, have you found the document?
Yes, there is a story on even graphic online which she made that she makes.
Can I see it too? So I can read it?
This one is on. No. This one is Ghana Web.
Okay.
So $700 million every year.
Okay.
That's what she
illegal
gets.
mining. She makes $700 million.
That's what she said. But that's what she said.
Meet NDC's parliamentary candidate who makes $700 million every year. It's a story by the Ghana Web dated the 2nd of June 2024. Gentlemen, indulge me. In Ghana, there's a perception that many people go into politics. So this is clearly an article.
No, you read. You will see where there is a direct quotation from here.
Because
there's a video. I wanted to pull the video.
I'm trying to find a video. Okay, so speaking in an interview on the Delay Show in 2020, Jan disclosed that she earns $700 million annually through the gold export business she owns. I make about $700 million every year, around $65 million a month. per month. My company exports gold. When I started, I was making around $200,000 to $1 million, she said in Chi when asked about her net worth. I have both small scale and large scale gold export licenses. I also have a company involved in mining, she added. The businesswoman and entrepreneur is married to Ghanaian musician Andrew Kofi Kujo, a member of the Kitchen Group. She's 38. So she said, hold on.
So I'll show you her pictures. Give me my phone and I'll show you her pictures on the Galamsey site involving the Galamsey.
Relax.
I'll show you.
So what she says here is that I have both small scale and large scale gold export licenses.
Yes.
Is that Galamsey?
So Chamawun to me got a Akunta mining license in 2013 under NDC, and he is involved in large scale mining.
Right.
And that was what the president said when they said Chamawun to me is engaged in illegal mining. So I'll show you pictures of her in Galamsey site involved doing the Galamsey.
Okay.
I'll show it to you right now.
Okay. While you are at that, maybe you answer the question I asked you, because all of this is not the answer to the question I asked you. The question I asked you is that, does President Akufo-Addo realize that if he acts belatedly before organized labor or after organized labor had embarked on their strike, it would mean that he had dropped the ball, would have missed out on the legacy, and he will be playing catch up, which could have political hiccups for your political party in the 2024
elections? Government has no intention to ban legal mining in this country. What they are looking for, they said we should ban all forms of mining. This is not something government will do. Government has no intention to do that, to ban legal mining. There are people in Tanga who have sunk shaft, which has nothing to do with our water bodies. There are people in Takwa who have sunk shaft, which has nothing to do with our water bodies. Wholesale ban of illegal mining will not be done. It is not something that will be done as the organized.
So government will not listen to organized labor.
What government has listened to them, because he's saying that the mining in forest reserve, that law it will take steps to repeal it. That's one. Two is that we'll make sure that the military are deployed so that they prevent a further destruction of our water bodies. But for you to say someone who has gone for a loan to start his legal mining business, and who is doing underground mining, which has nothing to do with water bodies, and you are telling us to ban the person from doing that. I asked this question on TV3 a few minutes ago, and I will still ask that. If you are a teacher, for instance, Angel Carbon, in a school, you have 3 or 4 teachers out of 20 impregnating students. You don't shut down the school. You take steps to make sure that at least this is it is under control.
Okay, so I just realized that you were telling me about the fact that organized labor is not giving us a timeline for the strike, so that is why you are not supporting them. But you support the interministerial committee from the government. There was no timeline to the Fatima Abubakar committee. There was no timeline as to when they were supposed to.
No, it's 2 months. It's within 2 months.
No, there was no timeline in the letter.
I'm saying that it is within 2 months, because their timeline is coterminous with the tenure of the president.
How would we
this is something every Ghanaian will know. You even know, because today, if Akufo-Addo,
am I a member of government?
No, if Akufo-Addo is
was I there when the president was put into the committee?
The president has issued. He set up that committee.
Right.
His tenure ends on 7th January 2025.
Right.
So definitely that committee that he has set up will have to hand over.
If Dr. Bawumia wins, that committee will be dissolved and a new one will be put in place.
No, not new one. There is a clear path that I have enumerated. It's on page 195 of our manifesto on how to deal with the
I'm asking a question about the timeline.
I'm saying that the timeline is the president who set up the committee. The president has just 61 days to leave office.
Okay.
So, or more than that, like 3 months to leave office. Within that 3 months, this is what he is doing.
Okay. So
if
that's
Dr.
the timeline.
If Dr. Bawumia wins, you may not see some of the guys in the committee as ministers again.
I see. So
yes.
you have a list of people you are.
No, I'm saying that you may. I said you may. I didn't say you will not. I said you may not see people there as ministers. And the tenure of the president has ended. Again, let me just.
We'll take a break. When we return from the break, we'll get into the youth development issues, where the employment conversations will come, because all of this Galamsey talk we have is because people are looking for something to eat, right? Yeah. So then we'll look at your plans and your templates. Yeah. See you shortly after the break.
This October, Come and encounter Jesus in a way you've never experienced before. The Maker's House Chapel International presents Experience Conference 2024 under the theme Jesus from 6th to 13th October. Join us for a week of divine connection and spiritual renewal. Be transformed by powerful ministrations from anointed men of God, Pastor Jonathan Miller, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, Dr. Dion Bias, and your host, Dr. Michael Brady Nyamiche. The venue is the Destiny Arena of the Maker's House Chapel International, Ultra-Atomic Anderson School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. Weekday services start 6:30 p.m. and weekends 8 a.m. Experience Conference 2024. Don't just hear about it, be a part of it. Experience Jesus.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now we need to prizes are in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
The most comprehensive election coverage.
Top-notch presenters and well-versed analysts.
Dedicated reporters and correspondents in every nook and cranny across the country.
All the action, every incident reported. All the big stories covered.
All facts cross-checked. Every figure verified.
Every vote monitored and accounted for.
The numbers tallied, analyzed, and interpreted.
We have invested time and energy in order to bring you a comprehensive elections coverage.
The whole world will be watching us on TV, online, and radio.
Election Command Center. Facts, analysis, results.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
3FM Sunrise.
Minutes to the top of the hour 10. You're live on 3FM Sunrise on 92.7. My name is Johnny Hughes. It's always a pleasure to serve you breakfast. My guest in studio, Dr. Samiaya of the NDC. Awal Mohammed of the NPP is also the PRO of the YEA. Samiaya is the NDC spokesperson on youth development. And there's a release from the Ministry of Information that dated the 9th of October 2024. Says government takes further action to tackle illegal mining. One, government is in its continued efforts to clamp down on the long-standing menace of illegal mining. Small-scale mining has concluded operational measures to intensify the ongoing Operation Halt, which is led by the Ghana Armed Forces to rid our river bodies of all forms of mining activities. Two, this phase of the operation will be done in conjunction with the Small-Scale Miners Association of Ghana. Three, government reasserts that river bodies and forest reserves remain red zones. 4, government reiterates its commitment to to the fight against illegal mining, small-scale mining, and calls on all stakeholders to join the fight. Fatimatu Abubakar is Minister for Information. This is what we have here, Dr. Aye.
Johnny,
this is a new one.
So I will go through what the NDC government did about illegal mining before I come to your release. Look, under the NDC, we increased the penalty for Galamsey to 5 years. Are you aware of that? At the time, the problem was illegal Chinese miners doing Galamsey. We deported 5,000 Chinese Galamseyers. Because of that single act, China decided not to give us a grant of about 3 billion. It was that grant that we used 1 billion to build a Tuabo gas plant. That money delayed. You came into power after the heavy lifting we had done, purported to be fighting Galamsey, a fight the media started. Locked out small-scale miners, and he was saying that if you have a problem, the solution is not to ban Galamsey. So when you did it in 2017, was that not a solution? So you can't approbate and reprobate at the same time. You understand the point I'm making? The citizens are saying that your involvement in mining and Galamsey mining, is what has ended the country where it is now. That is what the citizens are saying. No one is saying mining is bad. In fact, one of the biggest, sources of funding for this country is mining.
Right.
Small scale mining, large scale mining.
Right.
What the people do not like is Galamsey on our water bodies and in our river, in our forest reserves. Why? Haven't you heard the Middle Belt campaign coordinator for Dr. Baumia saying that they will not stop Galamsey today, they will not stop Galamsey tomorrow?
And who is that?
Dr. Nana Iwefrie, the one I petitioned against at the Ghana Medical Station. Haven't you heard Baumia's campaign coordinator on mining?
People are inviting Togolese into the country to come and do this because you see that you're losing the elections.
The people Professor Frimpong Boateng mentioned, Protozua and Charles Owusu and the other
Charles
people,
Bissiu and
Ade Togolese. When he said the Flagstaff House is the headquarters of Galamsey, the Flagstaff House, is it occupied by Ivorians or Togolese? Is it not Ghanaians, MPP people? So what is he talking about? So I'll not even go into that details.
Okay.
Baumia's campaign coordinator in mining areas, Merkuduka, deputy minister, he said the same thing. NDC had brought Togolese to come and mine in river bodies. And that they will not stop Galamsey today, they will not stop Galamsey tomorrow. When he was saying that, Baumia was sitting behind him. So if Galamsey is not a position of the DMB campaign, why will all his coordinators be mentioning it? Does Awa know the inside runnings of MPP than Titus Global? He is on record to have said that his people, they are the ones doing the Galamsey, and it is the reason why we cannot fight Galamsey. So what is Awa talking about? Nobody is saying Galamsey started today. But the involvement, that is my problem. In Ghana, we seem to shift our focus on something very different rather than tackling the root cause.
You think that was government is trying to do?
Yes, but the people who are involved.
But asking the military to go and fight, that's a good initiative.
Please. The military man, the military man message you read. What did he say? He said government appointees and government functionaries are the ones intimidating and making sure the campaign
making useless there.
Yes. So what are you talking about? No explanation can be given. Look, if we do not sack MPP, we cannot fight Galamsey. And you have heard President Mahama's policies on Galamsey and mining. He said, one,
grant amnesty.
Why? When they came, they purported to arrest Galamsey, not knowing that they arrested legal small-scale miners. It is those people who were unfairly arrested and jailed. Whilst government officials took over their mining concessions, they were unfairly arrested. Those are the people that we need to think about.
People who were tried unjustifiably.
Please. If you look at how evidence is being tampered with in Ghana, just to create a certain impression, you'll be shocked.
Hey, really?
Yes. But we have heard stories, we have read stories, we have spoken with people, we know what is happening. What has happened to the government officials who are doing Galamsey. What has happened to them? Those who have mentioned. Who has called them for question?
The president said he doesn't put people before court.
Please.
He expects the police.
His attorney general, who he appointed, who is the Minister of Justice, who works at his pleasure, came into the media and defended all the government officials who were mentioned by his own Professor Frimpong Boateng. Is there not an official police statement signed by Setmante? Who mentioned government officials, the names of government officials? What has happened to those people?
Tell me, what do you think of this new drive by government against Galamsey?
They are all red herrings.
Oh,
smoke screen.
But look, intensified Operation
There has never been a time in the history of Ghana where a government has had good public war like the MPP government had in 2017 about the fight against Galamsey.
Right.
The media, doctors,
CSOs,
UTAG, CSOs, everybody came on board to support you.
After you
we gave you money. The people of Ghana through parliament, we voted money for you to fight Galamsey. You lock people out and let your boys go on the land in your water bodies and do Galamsey. And you turn around, come and tell us that you have declared for reserves and water bodies at red zone. What red zones? If Operation Galamsey and Operation Vanguard could not fight Galamsey under your watch, what is the essence of Operation Red Zone? No, now we are saying that we'll ban mining and Galamsey in forest reserves. We have also said that political appointees are prohibited from engaging in mining, whether legal or illegal. We have also said that we will amend the minerals and mining law to impose stiffer punishment. We have done it before. We increased it to 5 years. We have done it before. Now we are saying that owners of small-scale mining companies who are found to be engaging in illegal mining, their mining license will be immediately revoked. Now we are saying that we will compel licensed small-scale miners to undergo mandatory training on modern and responsible mining techniques. We will attach graduates from mining universities to small-scale mining concessions to assist them to mine responsibly. So these are the proposed policy. We have even said that we will decentralize the issuance of mining, small-scale mining, legal small-scale mining licenses to our districts and communities.
But by the way things are going now, we need to hold on with licenses and all of that.
Exactly. So that is why.
But the government thinks otherwise. The Minerals Commission boss
they
thinks
are
otherwise.
The Minerals Commission man is saying that nobody in government has told him to stop issuing licenses. In fact, the day President Kufuor met organized labor, they issued 11 licenses. So nobody in this government is interested in fighting Galamsey. It is the one funding their campaign. Why haven't you heard MPP's parliamentary candidate in Wasa East saying that the miners should beat and attack military and police officials who stop them from doing Galamsey? Haven't you heard NS Frimpong? Didn't you hear him? Haven't you watched that video?
I've seen that.
What has happened to him?
Is the NDC trying to cash in politically on this?
No. I'm telling you that we did the heavy lifting. Now, government officials are the one doing Galamsey. At our time, it was Chinese. We deported 5,000 of them. We increased penalty. We did a lot of heavy lifting. Now, it is not Chinese. It is government officials. And we know them.
I see.
Has Sampai not been given a Galamsey license?
It's been given a small-scale mining license.
Please go there and go and see the activity.
But the small-scale mining license,
see
why
whether
are you calling the Galamsey license?
Johnny, I'm saying that go there and see whether they are doing small-scale mining. I'm saying that they are. Why? Titus Glover. He has said it clear. They are the ones doing the Galamsey.
I see. Let me bring in a
And so the only way the people of Ghana can fight it is by voting at MPP, because the man MPP is bringing, even at a site, his coordinators are saying that they will stop Galamsey today, they will stop Galamsey tomorrow, and the man doesn't say anything about it. Now is sitting there. How can you vote for this man to come and fight Galamsey? He won't.
At the heart of this Galamsey problem is youth unemployment.
Yeah.
And I remember that in 2017, the government said that we're going to ban illegal mining. And some people said, oh, when you ban illegal mining, the young people will go into logging.
Yeah.
And then the government said, "Oh, we'll make sure they don't go into logging. What we'll do is that we'll set up one district plant factory to be fed by planting for food and jobs, to be aided by one village, one dam, one district, one warehouse, and all of that, so that there are jobs, planting for export and rural development, so that they can stay in their corner and work and all of that." Now the young people are not interested in these things. They are interested in Galamsey. If government listens and stops this, what will be the alternative?
Thank you. But before that, let me just do some rebuttals. My brother is saying that they deported 5,000 Chinese.
Yes.
And you instituted visa on arrival. So what have you done? You deport them, they come back. Because at that time, by 2017 that we came, there was visa on arrival from China.
Was that why Aisha 1 went and came back?
I'm coming. I'll come there. Especially Aisha 1. I was NDC. And in 2015, I've heard of Aisha 1. I didn't know who she was. We were thinking she was even a Ghanaian. She had to cause the removal of Enokunsia as regional security liaison officer for Ashanti region.
Aisha 1?
Yes.
I see.
Aisha 1 was the reason former President Mahama fired Enokunsia as Ashanti regional security liaison officer. Again, it was the reason Yamin was moved from deputy regional minister to NADMO as deputy CEO.
Wow.
We didn't know until she was arrested in 2017. I never knew Aisha 1 was not even a Ghanaian. We didn't even know she was a Chinese.
And then Usafumafu said, "Oh, prosecuting her will not do anything to us."
Exactly, because when NDC started, they deported 5,000. They didn't also prosecute them. They just deported them. And we felt that at that time, let's also deport. And by deporting them, we instituted a measure that we have to cancel the visa on arrival by Chinese. So when you deport them, they can't come back.
But
they will have to pick.
Aisha 1 came
They'll have to find they will have to find visa before they enter this country.
So how
Aisha
did she
1
do
didn't
this?
come straight. She came through Togo. Check the records.
But she was in the country with the Ghana card.
I'm saying that she did not come through. She did not come through Kotoka. She came through Togo.
Granted.
She went and did Ghana card, and we arrested her. It is not the media or any other person. It was the police that found Aisha 1 with a Ghana card, and she was re-arrested.
How did she get a Ghana card on Sunday?
Yes, that's why I'm saying that she got the Ghana card
on Sunday.
Yes, and that was wrong.
How?
She was not even supposed to get Ghana card.
But how did she get it and get it on Sunday? Because the Lion Eye and Abia,
Yes.
if we want a Ghana card on Sunday,
You will not get it. So that's why I'm saying that when she got it on Sunday, it is this government that arrested her. It was detected by NIA, because one official from NIA did this for her, and it was detected, and she was arrested and put to trial. So if you tell me you have done heavy metal lifting, what is the heavy metal lifting? If you deport the Chinese, the person can just come back at any time. And when we came, that was the first measure we put by putting that. So he didn't do that.
We don't have too much time. Go to the alternatives.
Yes. So the alternatives is that
if you stop it,
we are saying that when we stop it, we give it to the community. Dr. Bawumia on page 195 of the manifesto is saying that what will happen is that we'll get the geological survey the opportunity to do prospecting, so no one will be given any license to do prospecting. We'll give the mines to the community to do community mining within the community. We involve the chiefs and the opinion leaders within the community to do responsible community mining. Then we get them gold catches from the Minerals Development Bank that we'll set up. They will get them gold catches and ban chamfine so that they will not destroy the water bodies. The youth will get employment to do within the mining sector, because the community will have a community mining where they will get jobs to do within the mining sector. If
there's
they don't
a Catholic priest that says community mining is just Galamsey Pro Max. Have you heard him?
Yes, but I don't know how he arrived at that. But what I'm saying is that if you check where community minings are, even within Enyinem, there is community mining which is not done close to water bodies. When you get to before there's
a Galamsey site behind the police station at Enyinem.
Yes.
You know
which has been reported by Minerals Commission, and the police said they had made some arrests and 4 people are standing trial yesterday. The police came because the Minerals Commission said that he reported to the police that they are doing illegal mining not community mining. He said they are doing illegal mining. He has reported that the police had not acted. The police has come out with a statement to say that they have acted by arresting 4 people and they are starting trial. But I'm saying that in Anyinem, there is community mining which has nothing to do with water bodies, which is and they are mining. So if you tell me it's a form of Galamsey is illegal and it is banned in this country. Mining in river bodies are banned. It is not even, no one will even give you a license to mine in river bodies. From all indications, we have the blueprint to make sure that this thing is at least controlled. The NDC has one policy by saying that they will give amnesty. My brother is saying that people were jailed unjustifiably, bastardizing the court. I'm not surprised he's from NDC because I remember when Dr. Kobneje said that they will purge the judiciary because anytime they have opportunity, they have to bastardize the judiciary because they have the track record of killing judges in this country. So definitely, I'm not surprised that he's telling me that people who were jailed by a competent court of jurisdiction for destroying our water bodies. Mahama is saying that when he comes back, he will give them the opportunity to come back. You give them amnesty to come and further destroy our
How different is that from KJ4 and Chamawu to me going to say, give us money or compensate us for destroying our equipment? How different is that? And because they thought that they were unfairly treated. How different is that? They were compensated. They were giving money.
This is a former president of Ghana.
How don't you know?
This is a former president of Ghana.
A citizen of the Republic.
But I'm coming to this is a former president of Ghana who is telling you that vote for me to win elections and come back and remove and give amnesty to people who were jailed by a competent court of jurisdiction.
He's saying that they were not jailed in the right manner.
So, so you are telling us that the former president is telling us that the court jailed innocent people.
And I'm saying that how different...
Johnny, the former president is telling us that the court jailed innocent people.
I mean, how different is that from what we saw, how KJ4's things were picked from the...
It was bent,
hold on.
Not picked.
Hold on.
It was completely bent.
Relax. We saw how it was picked and bent. At the time, there was a directive by the government that bend the excavators.
Exactly.
Right?
It was bent.
So we all thought that government was fighting Galamsey in that manner.
Yes.
But she went to court and the court said, yes, it was wrong for you to have bent the thing. Pay her money.
So that's
how different is
that?
That
is court, not executive. You present your case before court and the court adjudicated. So it has nothing to do with government. Government tried to stop it by banning the excavator.
What was the government thinking? The government didn't know. The government, which had the Attorney General on the table, didn't know that it was wrong to have done that.
How do you blame the court, Akufo-Addo, for a decision taken by a court?
But if Akufo-Addo had not bent the things, would the thing have gone to court?
Yes, because we took a decision that I'm
saying that if Akufo-Addo had not banned the things, would he have gone to court for anybody to go back?
It was a decision, let's ban all excavators at illegal sites. That was the decision by government. And it was done.
I hear you are well.
So you don't blame Akufo-Addo for a court judgment.
I hear you. Tomorrow, Labour is on strike.
Do I have to blame Mahama for sacking Dr. Nsiah-Sarri? He went to court. Dr. Nsiah-Sarri was sacked in 2009. He went to court, got judgment debt. Do I have to blame Mahama for doing that?
I have a simple question for you.
You don't have any policy on Galamsey. You only bring them back to further destroy our waters.
Why did they? Where was the excavators? It was on the Galamsey site. Who is KJ4, MPP's National Women's Organizer? A member of MPP's National Executive. And you are here telling me that you need another magical solution when your party executives are the ones doing the Galamsey.
I hear you.
A deputy minister was removed. Regional liaison officer was removed in this country by Mahama because he antagonized Aisha.
Tomorrow the labor unions are on strike. I wish you all the best. You say you don't support them, but they say they will go on strike.
I'm a public sector worker. I will go to work tomorrow.
So you won't strike?
No, I won't strike. And I know a lot of workers that will not strike.
I see. This week I know you met the NAPCO
and Dr.